What's going on YouTube? I'm Scotch.
I'm Sniff.
And we're Scotch and Sniff.
Today we're going to be talking about some new offerings. So this doesn't happen often in the Scotch world, but it does happen. They do actually try new and exciting things. The first thing I want to talk about right here is the Macallan Double Cask. We've done
two casks?
Yep, 2 casks. We've done a pretty good review of it on our blog, but it's basically just breaking down a sherry cask, and then they have like some ex-bourbon casks. They mix them together instead of doing all sherry like Macallan normally does. And the result is pretty tasty. It's more honeyed forward and less sherry forward, and it reminds us a lot of the Balvenie 12, which is kind of surprising.
Yeah, I got a lot of like lightweight notes from it, which is like not characteristically Macallan. Balvenie is a perfect description, where it's just like, it's subtle oak, it's subtle sherry, subtle everything. It's well handled.
No, except for the honey, they're not subtle about that.
Yeah, it is very honey rich, but you got to think like oak has a lot of honey in it, or honey type flavors, and sherry is just sweet up front, so it's just gonna kind of build on that.
Yep, definitely. The second one we have here is new from Glenfiddich. They've tried some experimental stuff. They have the experimental XX, which we're still trying to get our hands on.
Double X.
It's just 20 people they use that were maltsmen, and they use them to come together to make a barrel. So we're gonna go ahead and try that when we get our hands on it. But I did find a couple of bottles of their IPA, which is an experiment where they finished Glenfiddich distillate in IPA barrels. I'm not a beer drinker, but I know Scotch is.
So I like beers that are light lagers, pilsners, like true pilsners coming from like Pilsen, stuff like that, and German pilsners. So when I first saw the IPA, I was thinking, oh my God, I hate IPAs. It's gonna be bitter. How are they gonna handle this? Am I gonna have to call my wife? Is everything all right? But when Sniff cracked it open and we sampled it, I was really pleasantly surprised. There's a lot of sweetness and like well-handled spice, and it really goes with the Glenfiddich line, where it's like, this is what I want a Scotch to taste like.
Yep. So I've never actually drinking IPAs before for beer. I've had a couple of I've had half a dozen beers in my entire life. This though, I tried and it was fantastic. It's the only bottle I could find that had IPA on it in the store, and I was like, this is amazing. It tastes really good. It's so sweet. It's described as bright citrus aromas, but it tastes sweet, and it's the first beer that I wanted to drink. And I could taste some of those same notes in the Glenfiddich itself. So I was really not surprised that I'm quite a big fan of this. I already love Glenfiddich, so for them to combine that with something else that's also sweet and tasty is hard to miss.
Yeah, initially when I first tasted this, I didn't get any of the beer. I was kind of like, well, where's the beer? Where's the IPA? You guys really didn't do anything. But just opening the bottle before we started filming, I could smell, it's like an empty bottle smell, or like if you had a glass and you finished it, I got that from it, and it was very interesting. It's nice, it's subtle, kind of just lets you know, hey, we finished this in an IPA cask.
It's pretty tasty if you can
But
find
it is tasty, yeah.
So the third bottle that we found that was new this year was the Laphroaig Lore. We haven't actually tasted this, but we have poured some glasses of it. Initial smells are obviously of peaty type notes, and if you've read any of our blog, you know that peat is the devil.
We're warming up to it, and we're definitely expanding our palate, and we don't turn anything down, believe you me. But there is I get a lot of smoke, a lot of sweet smoke, which is really interesting. As soon as the bottle opened up, and you really don't have to nose anywhere closer than this, and you can kind of feel the air start to just get thick with smoke and peat.
So I've got salinity, saltiness, a little bit of iodine, but the number one thing I hate most about peated malts is I'm getting a ton of, I'm guessing, disgusting aged and rotting sandwich meat from a deli counter in a forgotten about supermarket somewhere.
One of the nice things that I get though is campfire kind of smoke. It's delicate, and it's like if you were sitting at the beach and you had maybe like a little camp going on and you were having a picnic, somebody's burning a campfire over here, maybe doing a clam bake, and you're getting all of these different types of smells with a little smoked meat, a little bit of the iodine in the background, but it's mostly like an enjoyable soft smoke. Judging from Sniff's face and his reaction, I think he's gonna love this.
It tastes like expired medicine. Oh God. It tastes like expired medicine and leather, like together. There's a disgusting, nasty Korean drink that's ginseng baked. Ginseng, that's what it tastes like, rotten ginseng. That's exactly what it tastes like. That is putrid. That's the good word to describe it. It's the new from Laphroaig, the putrid. It's not even a lore, and I don't know what lore they're pulling this story from, but it's the story of disgustingness.
So, it's... I'm actually having difficulty talking. There is a lot of like the putrid ginseng that he's talking about, but there's also like burnt matchstick.
Because you want to drink that.
Yeah, it is very medicinal. Now I'm getting a lot more of that iodine type peat, and the smoke is like you just threw a bucket of water. Oh, it's building. It's building. This is not my favorite.
There you go. Smoke from a fire that you threw a bucket of water on, and now you're being blinded by the smoke, and you want to die.
Yeah, there is a little bit of sweetness in the background, which is kind of its saving grace, but I use kinda very judiciously.
That's like taking 1 teaspoon of sugar and pouring it on a heaping pile of cow manure. It's not going to make it taste any better.
I'm getting the visual.
Ever. It's never going to taste better.
Yeah, it's not our favorite. There's a lot of lore.
But it's new.
That needs to be hidden back in the centuries.
Yeah, let's put those back in the books. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, or better yet, comment and tell us what it is that you don't like or do like.
Which one of these would you go out and pick?
Yeah. That's disgusting.